Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Murray's, the English Training Institute. So in this video, we are going to tell you about PTE, describe image. It is one of the speaking tasks in which you'll be given an image and you'll be given a certain time limit and you have to speak what do you see in the image, right? So it is somewhat like this. This kind of an image will be shown to you during your exam on the screen. So the first important thing when you see the image is that you should always specify the title. So here in this image, the title is Home and International Students 2010 to 2012. If you see the word home and if you see below, it is British home students. So you can add the word British there, right? Another important thing, you have to see what is there on the x-axis. What we see on the x-axis is 2010, 2011, and 2012 that we've already specified right in the title of the image. And then what is not mentioned is men and women. So we are also supposed to mention men and women. So two important things you have to keep in mind while saying the first line of description of an image that you are supposed to give. One, title, and two, variable. Variable here stands for the x-axis, right? Okay. So title and variable, that is the first thing that needs to be spoken. Second important thing is three key features. This I'll tell you in a while how to go about it. And the third is conclusion. If you speak these three things correctly, you're done with it. Okay, the first thing it comes, all right. I did not tell you one thing. Whenever you get an image, you have to be very clear what image is it. Let's say, is it a bar graph? Is it a histograph? Is it a pie chart? If you don't know that, you cannot move further, right? Okay, as I told you, you're supposed to mention the title, and then you're supposed to mention the x variable or x-axis. And this is a bar graph. This bar graph measures. Instead of the word measures, you can tell or you can say describes. What does it describe? Let's see the title. British home and international student rates. This 0, 5, 10, 15, these are all the rates. For whom? For men and women. From when to when? From the year 2010 to 2012. This is the first line. I repeat myself. Title, that is home and international students. You have to mention the year, you have to mention the gender for whom we are talking, and you are supposed to mention the x-axis, that is men and women. We move on to step 2, that is three important features. Before I move on to this, I want to tell you here, number 2 is three key features. Whenever you see any diagram, 2 are very specific. One, you have to see which is the lowest. One, you have to see which is the highest. And third, you can specify anything you feel like, right? We move on to the image now. Now, if you see this image, the red ones, they represent the international students, and the blue ones, they represent the British home students. If you see the lowest point, that is 2010, and women and international students. If you see the highest, it's 2012, it's blue, that is British home students, and it is again women. So 2 points here are very, very specific, the least and the highest. And the third one, you can mention anything you feel like mentioning from the graph that is shown to you. If you see 2010, we see that the least number of international students occurred in 2010, and they were international women students. If you see what I have written almost everything. I have specified which students, that is international students. I have specified the year, that is 2010. I have also specified the gender, that is women. Now we move on to second one, that is highest. That's the blue one, 2012, and British home students. So the highest number of students was in 2012, and they were again female British home students. Here the word again is for the female, not for the British home students, right? All right, we move on to the third key feature, that is in 2012. Now, in the first and the second, we have already talked about women. So in the third one, let's make a difference and let's just think if you could talk about the males. But if not, you can definitely talk about both men and women. You can talk about only women. You can talk about only men. That's personally your choice. In 2012, British male home students and female international students represented the highest number of students in this period of study. This is the second thing that you need to speak. Now, the third important thing that we need to see here is the conclusion. Now, what do you conclude from the entire figure? See, what I conclude is that all the blues, they're always the highest. That is British home students. And all the reds, that is international students, they're always at a low. Or if you compare both of them, the British home students is higher in comparison to the international students. In conclusion, we can see from the image that the gender, that is men and women, and the number of students vary throughout the time period, and there is no clearly identifiable trend. It's not that it is increasing all the time or it is decreasing all the time. We cannot say that there is a trend that's being followed. So there is no identifiable trend here. Or you can also write the rate of international students during all these 3 years is less in comparison to the British home students. I hope I'm clear with this. And if you like my thing here, you can please like and subscribe to our channel. This is what is seen or you have to speak during the day of your exam. Thank you so much.